including the completion of the Bagamoyo-Msata Road. Because there is infrastructure, your responsibility is to bring these members of parliament and councillors so that in their first meeting, once elected, they will sit and plan how they are best going to divide this district to form another district in Chalinze.
Sioni hofu wala sioni sababu ya CCM kushindwa. I'm not anxious and have no reason for CCM to be defeated because I see no reason why this is the case. It is because our party has led our country well.
With 9 days left before the general elections, the presidential candidate for Chama cha Demokrasia na Maendeleo Chadema party, Tundu Lissu, has changed his campaign tactic by starting to provide citizenship education to voters while also mentioning Karatu district in Arusha region as a star of democracy.
Na wakala akiwa ndani analinda kura zetu.
If the agent is in, he will guard over our votes. You must remain outside to protect him. If he wants drinking water, then you will provide him with some. If he wants food, then you must bring food to him. In order for him to do a good job, you must help him. You must continue teaching this country about a multi-party democracy. By doing so, in this general election, make sure you finish CCM Karatu forever.
Watu wa Karatu nyie, tangu mwaka 95 hamjawahi kushindwa uchaguzi na CCM.
And ACT Wazalendo Union presidential candidate Bernard Membe has officially revealed that he will be conducting campaigns in 8 to 10 regions during the last 9-day stretch of if the National Electoral Commission approve the regions requested.
Siku ya Ijumaa tumetuma mapendekezo kwa tume ya uchaguzi pamoja na nakala kwa msajili wa vyama kuomba watufanyie marekebisho na waturuhusu tuende mikoa kati ya 8 na 10 katika siku za lala salama na tumalizie kampeni yetu aidha Dar es Salaam au Lindi.
The presidential candidate in Zanzibar from AAFP party, Said Sood, has assured youth that they will benefit from the fruits of the revolution and that in his government, a person found with 1 stick of marijuana will not be jailed.
Serikali mamilioni ya pesa, akanunua magari, akanunua majumba, akanunua mashamba, akafanya kila analotaka.
No one will be arrested because he has been caught with a small amount of cannabis. Instead, we will look for an alternative punishment.
Unapiga simu hapa kwenda Pemba bure, unapiga hapa kwenda Nungwi bure.
Free to call Pemba and to Nungwi too, but if you cross over to Tanzania mainland, you pay. But inside it is for free. If I get to lead the government, all women will do business without paying tax.
CCM party presidential candidate for Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, has for the first time addressed those who challenge the union in the country and assured citizens of the Isles that the union will bring many major economic changes if he is elected into office.
Ina azma ya kuhakikisha kwamba utalii unanufaisha wote, wawekezaji na wananchi katika maeneo husika.
It is intended on making sure that tourism benefits all investors and the citizens in respective areas. We will make sure in every area where there is investment, the youth from that area are employed in the hotels. We will train them so they can become employable. We will make sure that tourism has a positive impact to people in all areas.
Kwamba mahoteli yale yanatakiwa kuchangia katika huduma za jamii katika maeneo husika.
And the presidential candidate for Civic United Front CAF party, Professor Ibrahim Lipumba, during a campaign rally in Newala district in Twa region, has pledged to cashew nut farmers that he will ensure the value of the crop is restored.
Mwenye
The one with grace to loosen up the tough economic condition is no other than Professor Ibrahim Lipumba, with policies on equal rights to all citizens. Why is it that the economy is tough? To begin with, cashew farmers in Mtwara produces 70% of all the cashew nuts produced in the country. But the market and the price has been challenging. People continue to be poor.
152 people, including 79 residents of Kigadie village in Kasulu District Council, KIGOMA region, became sick after eating food alleged to contain poison at celebrations held for a newborn baby.
Baada ya watu wao kufika kwenye sherehe hiyo, walikula chakula ambacho ilikuwa ni wali.
Once they arrived at the party, they had rice and beans, but later on they drank a local brew. No one has been badly hurt and those affected are receiving treatment.
Katika tukio hili tunamshikilia.
We are holding a family member who had sent the invites to the victims, and we are interrogating him to find out the cause of this incident. First aid was administered and he is doing well.
Akarudi kwenye hali nzuri, kwa hiyo akaendelea kwenye ile hali ya uzalima, akarudi kwenye hali ya kawaida.
2 miners from Ludovic Gold Mine at Mpomvu area in Gator region sustained burns from an electrical fire after 2 of their co-workers tampered with electricity cables in order to determine if the cables work.
When he arrived, he was unconscious, but he is doing well. The electrical wire is the cause of the accident. The heap of sand is too high, which meant that the people working there were too close to the wire.
The Minister of Works and Transport, Engineer Isaac Kamwelo, has officially launched the MV Ukara 2 Hapa Kazi 2 ferry that will provide services between Ukara and Bugorora in Ukerewe District, MWANZA region. He assured residents of the island on the quality and safety of the ferry, which contains modern technology that will prevent accidents, control the number of passengers and weight of goods to prevent a repeat of previous disasters.
With this new ferry now operating, it makes the total number of ferries now in operational to 31 in the country. This is great. It has an economic and social impact. It means that business in Ukara and other Ukerewe islands will be strengthened. The construction of this ferry has been done under international guidelines, and inspection was conducted before the ferry was allowed to operate on safety of passengers and goods.
That's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, various health workers associations in Kenya have issued a deadline until the 29th of October this year to the Ministry of Health and Public Service Commission to have their grievances addressed, as failure to do so will lead to boycott of services in all public hospitals. These developments come at a time when Kenya is experiencing a rise in coronavirus cases.
The situation has become so bad that most of the discriminated professional head of department within the Ministry of Health are several job group below their junior in some counties. Fellow Kenyans, if the ministry fails to meet the above demand within the next 7 days, or working days, ending midnight of 28th October of 2020, all aggrieved healthcare workers serving under the Ministry of Health shall commence a strike without further notice beginning on the eve of 29th October 2020. But we have made our demand very clear. These are not just things we are taking from the blue moon, are issues that are provided under policies and laws that are supposed to govern us.
Since we relaxed the measures, we have seen worrying trends in many of our counties. Counties like Kilifi, that had registered remarkable containment, are now back to registering high numbers of positive cases. Other counties like Nakuru, Turkana, Trans Nzoia, Kisii, Kisumu, and KIGOMA are also on a worrying trajectory.
The police force in Uganda has announced a crackdown on citizens wearing military attire and directed anyone possessing such clothes to surrender them to a military or police station nearby.
And I want to inform the public that
We would like to inform the general public that a search operation for military uniforms is going to commence throughout Uganda. We will search for those who are wearing them, manufacturers and distributors.
By distribution, selling and use of uniforms that are owned and patented by the armed forces across the country.
The United Kingdom and the European Union said on Monday the door was still open for a deal on their post-Brexit relationship, calling on each other to compromise to find a way to protect billions of dollars of trade between the neighbours. With just more than 2 months before the UK ends a status quo transition arrangement with the EU, talks on a trade deal are deadlocked, with neither wanting to move first to offer concessions. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production. Infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The government has directed cashew nut buying companies taking part in the second auction in Nanyumbu district in Mtwara region to set prices that will benefit farmers due to the high quality of crops produced this season.
Ziuzwe kwa bei gani au zisiuzwe, kazi kwenu, hatuamuli sisi. Sawa sawa?
It is up to you on what price you decide to sell. We will not decide for you. So I welcome buyers. It is my hope that you have come up with a good price. When experts speak with us, we must understand what they are saying. We must not just agree on whatever is being said. On today's auction, we managed to sell 9,000 tons and 603 kilograms, whereby top price was between 2,459 and 2,248. All cash nut has been sold.
Wanunuzi waliopata mzigo siku ya leo kuhakikisha wanafuata utaratibu wa malipo.
Liquidity of shares at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange declined from 1.99 billion to 1.64 billion shillings during the week ending 9th October, whereby investment in treasury bonds also dropped from 35.1 billion to 1.35 billion shillings.
It is possible that we could see a slowdown in investment. Instead of thinking about investing, we could see people focus on the election.
The Association of Tanzania Oil and Gas Service Providers has called on investors to look for opportunities in the sectors by investing in strategic projects in the country, such as the Uganda-Tanzania oil pipeline project.
Kuwaleta wenzetu pamoja na bankers ili kuja kuwapa Watanzania mwanga wanapotaka.
This is in order to give light to Tanzanians when they want to invest in big projects. Where do they get the financing? So we've been invited here to enable Tanzanians to participate in key projects. When we bring solutions such as this to Tanzanians, we would enable Tanzanian contractors so they participate in projects.
Saidia kwenye vifaa ambavyo watavitumia katika miradi midogo midogo na miradi mikubwa.
That is all for Business News. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And now in sports. JKT women's basketball team has extended its winning run in the National Basketball League, defeating Deshi Stars by 84 points to 41.
The level of competition is very high. We have only rested 1 day after the league, and now we're proceeding with another competition. Every day is like a final. Every match is like a final.
Africa Lyon coach Nizar Helfan has admitted his team lacks clinical finishing after losing to MWANZA.
My team played well against MWANZA, but again, the officials break our morale because everyone knows how the first division is. There are mistakes as well, and I have dealt with them today, and I will do so again tomorrow because we only have 3 days left. We'll leave on Thursday.
UEFA says a final 8 will be considered as a way to round off the Champions League and Europa League from 2024. Here are more details.
The single-country one-leg format was adopted for practical purposes as an effective way to conclude the competitions last season in a campaign badly disrupted by the coronavirus pandemic and proved to be a big hit as a spectacle. European football's governing body is bound by contracts with broadcasters to revert to the regular two-legged system for quarterfinals and semi-finals for the rest of the current cycle, but has not ruled out a change to the format beyond that. Giorgio Marchetti, UEFA's Deputy General Secretary, never excludes something which proves valuable or has potential.
Joel Matip is a doubt for Liverpool's Champions League clash with Ajax this week. Here's more.
Defender made his return to action in Saturday's Merseyside derby, having missed the start of the season due to a hamstring problem. He completed 90 minutes, the first time he's done so in a competitive fixture since October 2019. But it can be confirmed he complained of some discomfort after the game and was subsequently sent for a scan by the club's medical staff. The good news is that no major issue was detected, but Liverpool will tread with caution knowing Matip's injury history and may choose to leave him out of their side for Wednesday's trip to Amsterdam.
Mikel Arteta says Arsenal will respect the process when it comes to Thomas Partey, with the Gunners eager to avoid rushing the £45 million signing into their Premier League plans.
The deadline day signing from Atletico Madrid was included in the Gunners squad as they visited Manchester City on Saturday. Arteta resisted the urge to throw the new recruit in at the deep and against the Blues. Partey had to make do with a place on the bench at Etihad Stadium, with just 8 minutes of competition action seen on debut. The expectation is that he will play a significantly more prominent role over the coming weeks. Many are tipping the 27-year-old to follow in the footsteps of Patrick Vieira by becoming the next great enforcer in Arsenal's engine room.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and a good start to the week.